New tonight on CBS.
From the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert Stephen Nehrenz.
Now, buckle up. We are in for, as I've been saying a lot already, a pretty wild ride the next couple of days. Typical Oklahoma, though, right? We are starting off with a few showers, a few areas of drizzle across far southeast Oklahoma. We'll see this expand with time this afternoon. So it's mainly south and east of I-44. McAllister, Eufaula, Sallisaw, down towards Wilburton, Talihina, Poto. You're going to have the best chance for off and on rain, maybe even an occasional thunderstorm southeast Oklahoma later today. But again, going from one extreme to the other, from the wind today, high humidity, that's helping the fire threat, to severe storms tomorrow, to, yes, winter weather, cold, and potentially some snow on Saturday. Now, trying to break down as many of these threats as we can because there's just so much to talk about here. First off, as we head into Friday, especially late Friday, that's when the severe threat ramps up. Here in eastern Oklahoma, but particularly just to our southeast. We want you to be aware if you're here in Green Country, but southeast, if you have friends and family in eastern Texas, Louisiana, or southern Arkansas, the Arklatex region, that's where things really may get pretty ugly late tomorrow into tomorrow night. That's where the parameters really line up for potentially some significant severe weather. Of course, we'll have some severe weather of our own. And on top of that, we have a flash flood watch in effect from Tulsa to the east and southeast on Friday. 1 to 2 inches of rain would be more common, but there could be some spots that pick up 2 to 4 inches of rain on Friday. So trying to break down that timeline for you here, a little bit complicated. So on Friday specifically, I'm not planning on Friday being wet all day. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if a good portion of Friday morning is somewhat dry or just kind of drizzly. By midday, that's when the rainstorm chances crank up significantly. Lunchtime into the afternoon, this is when some severe weather will be possible. Chances will diminish a bit Friday night as the rain moves east, and then that chance kind of bumps back up as the wintry mix moves in Saturday morning. Notice how those temperatures tumble from the 60s on Friday into the 20s on Saturday. So as far as today goes, backing up a little bit, highs in the 60s, mostly cloudy, gusty south winds. Now let's break down the precip chances. So off and on showers, drizzle throughout the afternoon and the evening. And again, Latimer, LaFleur County, you might see a couple isolated thunderstorms, Talihina, Poto later on this evening and tonight. Not expecting severe weather with that today. Tomorrow, like I said, in the morning, wouldn't be surprised if we get some dry hours to start. Then by midday, rain becomes a lot more likely. And then once we get past the lunchtime, any of these storms that you see bubbling up will have the potential to be severe, hail, damaging winds, and yes, a few tornadoes would all be possible. And then by late in the day, this is when flooding becomes a concern because look at how much rain we're looking at, potentially some very heavy rain through Friday evening into Friday night, and then closer to midnight, that moves on out. And then we get a wintry mix potential. It could be a few hours of some light icing or light sleet or freezing rain. And then here comes the wraparound snow Saturday morning. Timing is still up in the air. It could be as early as, say, sunrise Saturday, could be as late morning, and then ending during the afternoon. Okay, so a lot to get through there. We'll first deal with the severe weather potential on Friday. All the Green Country is included, so everyone needs to be on alert here, but particularly south of I-40, southeast Oklahoma, that's where the tornado threats looks to be the highest Friday afternoon and Friday evening, in addition to damaging wind threat and also that flooding potential, because as I mentioned with that flash flood watch, 1 to 2 inches would be possible in the dark green. West of Tulsa, your rain amounts would be lesser. East of Tulsa could be in the 2 to 3 or 2 to 4 inch range for rainfall. Now, getting into snowfall potential on Saturday. This is still subject to change. Remember that. And again, I don't want you to focus on the high-end totals because what happens usually in these scenarios is more people see towards the lower or the middle end of the scale. You don't see the high-end totals, but right now, generally I-44 to the north in the 1 to 3 inch range, trace to 1 inch further south. But on top of that, or before that actually, we could see about 1/10 of an inch of ice. That's one of a few limiting factors that I want to point out for snow on Saturday. Ground temperatures will be very warm because of this warm stretch, so that'll limit accumulation. Sleet and ice could limit the snow totals, and dry air may cut off the precip as well. So there's still a lot in play here. So that's what we want you to be aware of. We'll continue to refine the forecast. But in general, we'll all see much colder weather. So mild and windy today and into Friday, stormy Friday.